Amanda Land. Amanda Land. Amanda Land.
What up, y'all? What's good, everybody? Everybody, what's good? What's good, everybody? What's good? Hope everybody is having a peaceful morning, I guess. Welcome to Views from Amanda Land. News and truths by any joke necessary. My locks are acting crazy this morning. So we're just going to put them back. We're just going to put them back. Thank you for waking up on the right side of history. Yeah, good for you. Look how fast my hair grows, y'all. I got to get my stuff locked already. Dang. Welcome, everybody. Mondays are always a bit of a doozy, Amanda Landers, because the news be typically like real scarce, and then you trying to make it make sense. Yeah, I thought I was taking this week off too, Judy Moody. I thought I was taking this week off too, Judy Moody, but I was like, I can't. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. So we got a lot to talk about. We're gonna talk about some of these Oscars, not all of them, but some of these Oscars. We're gonna talk about Israel stopping aid to Gaza. We're talking about federal fireys going local. And we're gonna talk about these whites. We're gonna talk about these whites because the whites is mad, and we gonna talk about it. For some reason, my StreamYard is acting up, and it is not allowing me to add very important assets to the screen. That's really like making me upset, but I'm gonna work it out. Regardless. So bear with me as I try and figure that one out. But again, happy Monday. And I love how people say things like this. Shan says, you could have taken the week off and done pre-recorded and scheduled content for this week. Is that right, Shan? Tell me, Shan, when do you record pre-recorded content? Tell me when I was going to record pre-recorded content. I'm curious to know, Shan, since you know my life so well, since you know my schedule, and since you know what it takes to record pre-recorded content, please put it together for me. Because clearly, in my 35 years of being in this business, I don't know. I don't know. Leading up to this week. Shan, mind your Shan business. All right? Y'all don't know how nothing worked. I didn't ask for your help. And this is what I keep trying to tell y'all. And this is a lesson that you need to know for your life. Do not offer help when it is not asked for. Unless you see someone in struggle, like an old lady with some bags. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what actually the word is? The caveat is help versus advice. That's actually the caveat. Help is one thing. Advice is another thing. Shan, I don't need your advice on how to run my business. I don't know what you do. I don't know who you are. Okay? You have a picture of a cartoon for your avatar. And I don't know your name. I don't know why you would think you have something to tell me about how I could run my business that I don't know. I don't know. But what I will tell y'all is this. Offering help is one thing. Offering advice is another thing. When you see somebody trying to bring a stroller up some stairs, yes, offer them help. However, do not offer people unsolicited advice. Okay? Do not. Now, this person right here, again, you are not running this show. And some of y'all may be new here, but I need y'all to know this is how you will get removed from the show. I'm not these other people who will keep people in the chat so they can get clicks and they can get ad money. I don't need you. I don't need you. I need you. I don't need you. I don't get paid enough to do this, to put up with the BS. I don't. Okay? Now, what you also need to know is, like, I'm the person who, when people order from me and they start irritating me and harassing me, I will return your order because I don't need it. I don't need the money. I don't. I've worked really, 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 really hard. I've had a lot of fortunate opportunities. I've made really, really good choices in my life. And Khadijah don't need you. That's right. Khadijah don't need you. Okay. So, and I hope that I can be an example for some of y'all who are people pleasers. Okay? I hope y'all could be an example. But for the record, shooting pre-recorded material is incredibly difficult. What makes doing this show possible is that I don't have to pre-record. I can do what's called shooting to tape, right? When you shoot to tape, you are literally recording to tape and then you're posting it. Okay? You don't have to edit. You don't got to do nothing. You can just do it and put it up. The other aspect of it is that when you pre-record, you don't have people in the chat. And so much of the energy of this show is around people being in the chat and the exchange that happens within the people being in the chat. So that is a really big part of the show. As far as pre-recorded material, that also requires a lot of pre-production, because pre-recorded material for a show like this needs to be evergreen. And when we say evergreen, what we mean is it's information that can last beyond timeliness. You know, evergreen would be information about, let's say, like the buildup to the Ukraine situation, because it's the past, so it's already happened. Or, you know, so evergreen can be historically based, or it can be just knowledge based in terms of like things that are good for you, et cetera, et cetera. Again, all of that requires brain power. All of that requires a lot of time, because pre-recorded material also means you have to conceptualize for what is going to keep people riveted for the same amount of time that you had them here live. That is very difficult. And I am a one person. Okay? I am a one person. Look at that. Yay. So when people say things like, oh, you can just do, you have to understand that that is not so easy as you think. There's no team here that's coming up with content. There's no team here that's uploading this. I write the show. I get the content for the show. Sometimes I got to make graphics, etc. Then I do the show. Then I got to sit here for another hour to post the show, as well as to post it to podcast. So in a course of a day, this show essentially starts at 8 a.m. and I don't step away from this desk until 1 p.m. Okay? Okay? So it really is a one-woman business. In addition to that, though, I also have Amanda Land Exports, which was also another one-woman business. So the whole last 2 weeks, where I could have quote unquote been pre-recording. No, I'm shipping out shipments so that people can so that people can get their orders on time, which is really difficult. The other part of it is that I'm writing a book. I'm writing a book. I'm also caring for a terminal cat, which requires me to be here all day and making sure that I am caring for him. So I say all of that just to say that sometimes we say things really flippantly without regard for the full context that people have, the full context of their lives. And even last Saturday, I was preparing, somebody's getting kicked out of here. Last Saturday, I was preparing for my show at Lincoln Center, which went great, but it took me a week to prepare for that show. So I just want to give y'all some frame of reference for this, because I think that the world of influencers, et cetera, has made some people think that you're just hopping on and doing a video or not. But I don't come from the world of influencers. I come from the world of producers. And as a producer, there is something really, involved in my quality control. And I don't have like the casualness that other people have around like making content. It's just something I just can't. I don't like just throwing stuff up. I don't like just throwing stuff up. But also side note, we've been doing lives ever so often in the evenings. And so make sure that you're a subscriber here at my YouTube, because then you'll get the alert when I do a live. And we did a really great live where we talked about the Zelensky BS. I watched it in real time. And we also broke down a lecture from professor and economist Jeffrey Sachs. And throughout the midst of it, we stopped and we talked about concepts he was talking about. We also looked up words that he was saying that we didn't know, and we looked up people that he was referencing, and people said they really, really liked it. They said they really, really liked it. So you should check it out. It is here under real-time lives or laid back lives. Sorry, it's here under laid back lives in my what's it called? My playlists. So check it out. And I just really love being able to educate. And so we're expanding that to this thing that we got going on, which is Smart, Funny, and Black at the Movies. So this is a new thing that I'm going to be doing here in Brooklyn at the Nighthawk Cinema in Prospect Park, where ever so often we'll be screening and doing a talk back. Now, this is going to be a series of films that are comedy as social commentary. And so the first film that we're going to screen is They Clone Tyrone. And basically, we're going to treat it like we did with the Jeffrey Sachs. We're going to watch it. We're going to pause it, talk about it. So class, if you come to this, understand, watch the movie ahead of time. Watch the movie ahead of time, because I want to be able to pause and talk about it. Okay? I want to be able to pause and talk about it. I want to be able to get into it. And this is such a great suggestion, Bamboozled. Thank you, Disco Kitchen Official. So some of the movies I have in mind are Bamboozled, a little one that people may not think about, but is the movie Life with Eddie Murphy and Lawrence Moyen. Also, Tijuana Jackson, Purpose Over Prison. Little folks may not know about that one, but that's another one. Black Dynamite. So we're definitely putting this together. I don't know about Book of Clarence as one of them. Book of Clarence was tough for me. Book of Clarence was tough. I think it had a great effort. The intention was there, but I just couldn't. I felt like I didn't get what they were doing. So maybe I just need to watch it again, because sometimes it goes over your head. So someone said Dogma. I don't even know if there are any Black people in Dogma, but we're definitely focusing on Black films as commentary, as social commentary. So this is a part of my initiative of dedicating my whole life to edutainment, okay? Edutainment. So Chris Rock is in Dogma, but like, is he like a lead character? I can't remember Dogma. All I remember about Dogma is the Jesus with the 2 thumbs up. The Jesus with the 2 thumbs up. That's all I remember. I do not know if there will be any virtual options because I'm doing this in partnership with the theater. So I have to talk to them about it. But this is something that I'm really excited about because, again, it merges art and intellectualism. And this is something that we really need to do. And the fact that they are making it such an effort to not only squash intellectualism, and when I say they, I mean the fascists, as well as squashing artistry and the arts, lets you know there's a marriage between the two. There's a marriage between the two. So really excited to do that. So make sure that you go to nighthawktheater.com/Prospect Park. And yeah, Get Out is kind of a comedy. I mean, the thing about it is that Smart, Funny, and Black is a comedy-based entity. Like, I really believe in using humor. And the thing about humor is that it has the gift and the quality of being able to open people up to their vulnerability and really be able to give them the spoonful of sugar type situation. And so that's the uniqueness about comedy. Mandanisa said, Amanda, you're always up to something. Thank you. No, I would never do an Anthony Mackie movie. I cannot stand him. I cannot stand him. But you know what time it is? You know what time it is? Hey, it's time to find out what everybody's checking from. Y'all ready? Let's do it. Come on, y'all. Amanda Landers here to learn. Drop in and tell me where you from. This is the part of the show where y'all tell me where you're from and where you're watching from. We got Sacramento. We got RVA. We got Salt Lake City, Utah. We got Aloha from the Bay. We got Harlem, LAX, Chicago, Newark, New Jersey, north of Tampa, Florida. We got Holyoke, Massachusetts. That must be. We got Istanbul, Turkey. Wow. We got Salt Lake City, Florida, Detroit, more Detroit, Kansas City. We got Reese in London, Dallas, South Florida. We got Pantada celebrating her birthday. Happy birthday, Pantada! This is your week. We got Long Beach, Marietta, Georgia. Tiffany from QU, and she helped a lady with her stroller the other day. That's what I'm talking about. We got Brick City, Newark, New Jersey, Chi-Town, the Canary Islands? You're watching from the Canary Islands? Y'all. What? I can't. What? I can't. Oh my God. We got the Netherlands in the building. Toronto. We got Berkeley, California. San Jose. We got Jersey Shore. Cabs are here. We got North Fort Worth, Texas. The BX, Philly. The Bronx. Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Raleigh, North Carolina. We got La Ville Lumière, Belle France. We got North Carolina. The chat always moves hella crazy. Brooklyn. We have Antigua. What? Y'all. We have new countries, y'all. We have new countries. We have new provinces. We're doing things. We're doing things. Hey. Amanda Landers here to learn. Drop in and tell me where you from. We got Lima, Peru, Tampa, San Jose, Monterey, California, Mesa, Colorado, Las Vegas, Nevada, sorry. We got St. Simon's Island, Georgia, Pismo Beach, California. We got the chat wishing Pantada a happy birthday. We got another Saudi Arabia. We have multiple people watching from Saudi Arabia. Come on. Amanda Landers here to learn. Drop in and tell me where you from. We got Houston, Texas, Nigeria. Come on. Come on. Sarah, we global. We global, y'all. I know I saw Dublin, Ireland in there. We got Dublin, Ireland in there. We got Greenwich Village downtown. We got, no, someone didn't say Antarctica. They got Wi-Fi in Antarctica. Man, hey, Mameli. Rocking out there in South Africa. Oh, man. That felt good, right? That felt good. Shout out to all of us here, Amanda Landers, doing the gosh dang thing. Yo. When you be putting this in the chat, Betsy, this be making me cry. I be like, is she trying to send me Morse code? But they said this is what happens when you when there's something with the app and it's not transferring the emojis. But this really be feeling like you want me to decode something. It really do. Click the like button, y'all. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know what it is. Click the like button. We do this every morning. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right here at Amanda Seals TV. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Actually, you know what? Let's just take a moment real quick. Take a moment real quick. I'm going to put on some music, and I would love for y'all to just take a moment real quick to step out of here or open another tab and leave a comment on one of the episodes from last week. We got to get those views up. I need to be at 10,000 views on every episode. So I'm going to just play some music right now real quick. Let's just play some music. How about we do that? Let's just play some music. Step out and come back. Step out and come back. Go and get those views up. Go leave a comment, leave a like. Let it know. Let them know. Hey, 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 hey. Scoob up, doo 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 doo. Da 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 da. One more time. Hey, oh, y'all left and came back. I like that, like that. Love when we work together. Just trying to do what we do. Shooby dooby doo doo doo. LaToya, to answer your question, I can't play new music I like because YouTube will give me a copyright strike, 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 strike. Thank you and the God for looking to video. Shooby dooby doo 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 doo. Thank you so much, y'all. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate you. We are back, and it is time for us to get into our word of the day. Word of the day is epistemicide. The word of the day is epistemicide. Epistemicide. Someone said, play your music. I am playing my music. These beats are all from songs that I've done. These beats that you hear are songs that I've done. All the songs that, all the, what am I saying? All of the, like all those intros, when we have intros on the show, those are from beats from songs that I've done. So epistemicide is the systematic devaluing, You probably saw this on Instagram from Dr. Crawford. Epistemicide is the systematic devaluing, silencing, or destruction of a knowledge system. The oppression, of knowledge systems that are not part of Western traditions. Epistemicide. And we know that side, in the Latin suffix of side, means death, right? So homicide. Get it? Homo is human, person. Side is death, death of a human. Homicide. Pesticide. Pest, we know, is a pest of some sort. Insects, so it's insecticide. Pesticide, right? Infanticide, death of children. Femicide, women-based death. Okay? So side, epistemicide, means this death. Oh my God, Amanda, get it together. The systemic devaluing, silencing, or destruction of a knowledge system, the oppression of knowledge systems that are not part of Western traditions. I already see some really great sentences in here. Bullet the Bunny is starting us off. Traditional Chinese medicine has undergone epistemicide here in the United States. That is completely totally accurate. Fatima says the ongoing epistemicide in our political landscape has created a deep divide as each side deliberately dismisses or destroys the other ways of understanding that world. She was Kermit. That Kermit gif where he typing all crazy, that was Fatima typing that. Black Girl Next Door, the constant epistemicide of DEI by this current administration is blowing my mind. I hear you. Let's see what else we got going in here. Ghadda says the epistemicide of Palestinian traditions is how Zionists brainwash the world into believing they are entitled to Palestine. You better say that, because that is the facts. Tiffany said the attempted cancellation of Black History Month is a perfect example of light. I think you meant to say white, but either way, it's epistemicide. And let's see if we got any last one to end on. I always like to end on one. Rena hit it. Rena got the closer. White supremacy relies on epistemicide by any means necessary. That's right. Thank you, Rena. You know, an epistemicide is a real thing, and that's why, again, I'm working so hard to play my role in challenging that with my privilege, right? I was very privileged to have incredible educators, one of which is oftentimes here in the chat, Ms. Sean Bowman. I got to go to undergrad. I got to go to graduate school. You know, like the fact that I got to go to these places and not just go to them, but have incredible learning and teaching at them is really a privilege. And it makes it so where it is my responsibility and my obligation to pass that forward. Okay? And it's something that I don't take lightly. I consider it to be absolutely an honor to be able to do that. And I consider it all of our honor to do that. And if you don't think that, so that's why I get frustrated when people be like, so what are you doing, Amanda? Well, I'm educating, and you know that is revolutionary. It's something that is constantly being attacked and being undermined and challenged. And so making sure that we are a part of educating each other, making sure that we're doing the work to educate ourselves is incredibly important. And it's something that is constantly at the root of keeping people dumb and malleable. So therefore it has to constantly be applied. Okay? And it's not, to be understated that education is one of the greatest weapons that they will try and use against you. Okay? One of the greatest weapons they will try to use against you. Now, I've been trying to really make sure that we consistently talk about things that are going on in the news. I want to let you know, though, you can't get everything from me, because I don't have the numbers knowledge that other places have. So you need to make sure that you're diversifying where you're getting your information from. Like when you want to find out about like how Doge is lying, I'm not your girl, because I'm not going to be able to do the math. I'm not a math girl. But there are people who be out here like, let me show you how Doge is lying. See this number and that number and this number and that number. Like, and of course, I will do my best to find those and put them on here. But I just want you to know that there's certain pockets of information and knowledge that I don't necessarily have. Now, when you ask, where do I get my information? I get my information from all over the place. And I've listed that several times, but I'm not going to do it every episode. I think I did it on one of the episodes last week. So if you didn't get to watch one of those, make it your business. And I did a whole thing where I talked about, the places where I get my information from. But ultimately, and at some point I'll do like a source list, if I have time. But the truth is, there really is a overwhelming amount right now of information that is, it's almost like it's a very narrow, the lens is very, 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 very narrow, right? So it's like everything is Trump and Elon, and I know that there are more things going on. That's just what they want us to be completely attached to. But there's more things going on. And I don't know what's going on in this chat between y'all. I see some trans things. I see some don't tell black women what to do. Must change the calendar. She right though, Lulu. Like, relax. I'm doing a show. Okay. Like, must change the calendar behind you. I'll get to it. Like, I think y'all just be wanting something to say sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all be wanting to say something sometimes. Felicia, you almost got yelled at by who? By me? I didn't even know you was in the chat. Sometimes y'all be thinking like, oh my God. Also, it's Monday. Oh, okay. It's Monday, y'all. It does look 3D. You're so right, Morel. It looks like the seal is like coming at ya. And yes, this is an entire calendar of seals. Just so you know, it's an entire calendar of seals. So not Pantera said, I'm a psycho who changes my calendar before the end of the month. This calendar is not like, I don't use this calendar. You understand? The calendar is there for decoration. If I use the calendar, then it would be changed. But really, it's just there to show you seals because I love seals. That's why it's there. I got another calendar here that has a picture of bonobos. Bonobos. I don't use that calendar, but it's there so I can look at a picture of bonobos. And guess what? It's still on January. I don't even know what the February picture was. Oh, it's a little baby bonobo sitting in a chair. Oh, that's another little baby bonobo. It's just for the seals, guys. It's just for the seals. Yes, I believe that. I believe, Reese, that my Damon would be a seal. I agree. Okay. So now that y'all done distracted me, this sweater is so hot. I need y'all to understand. I'm dying. Like my titties are sweating. And I don't really have no big titties like that. Okay. So let's get into it. Shall we? We shall. Let's get into some Black Urine news. Let's do it.
Black Urine news. Politics. Black Urine news. Pop culture. Black Urine news. Sports. Black Urine news. Justice.
Okay, so let's talk about it. Per usual, Israel's on some BS. How you starving folks during the month of fasting? Explain it to me. Actually, let's start on a high note, okay? Ramadan Mubarak! Ramadan Mubarak. There was a beautiful scene in Gaza as Palestine broke fast with a table for iftar. And I had all these pictures organized, but now it wants it to be difficult. So hold on one second because the StreamYard, you're making my life difficult. You're making my life difficult. So I thought this was really beautiful. Look at this long table that they have prepared amidst all of the rubble in Gaza, the destruction and everything. Palestinians have prepared a large group iftar in Rafah, south of the Gaza Strip. And I thought this was really just such a symbol of continued Palestinian strength and perseverance against the continued efforts to try to break them down, to try to encourage them, to disencourage them to exist in their fullness. But as you can see, they kept on keeping on. And I think that really is a beautiful symbol of all of that. Now, not surprisingly, Israel decided to do what they always do and be the worst humans on earth, the Israeli government, ceasing all humanitarian aid to Gaza. Now, there is a video of Benjamin Netanyahu talking about this. However, I don't want to see his face and I don't want to hear his voice. So I'm not going to play the video. I'm not going to do that. That being said, they're ceasing all humanitarian aid to Gaza, with Egypt and Qatar saying this is a whole violation of the ceasefire. Yes, it is. 1,000%. And UN humanitarian chief Tom Fletcher described it as, quote unquote, alarming. Yeah, alarming. But of course, they did that because this is a country of people and this is a country of government that does really petty-ish like this.
All right, so we're on our way back from Bethlehem, where we spent our day in Beit Jala in Bethlehem with our newest family member. Her name is Albi. And I said to my husband, there's no traffic. This is amazing. Let's watch. I bet you money they've closed container checkpoint. The Israelis have closed container checkpoint just to mess with all the Palestinians who are trying to get home last second to break their fast. And what do you know? Container is closed and there's traffic, and that is the traffic up there that's trying to come in from the other side to get to Bethlehem. So everybody here should be breaking their fast in about 10 minutes, and instead they're sitting at a closed checkpoint. Why? Just to make Palestinian life miserable by denying their right to movement.
So this woman, Morgan, she actually is a white woman who is married to a Palestinian man who has lived in Palestine for 20 years. She has 2 Palestinian children, and she makes it a point to always be like, I am a white woman, and I know that y'all will listen to me more because I'm a white woman, so y'all gonna hear me, okay? And of course, like she said, just pure evil. They know that you break fast at sundown, and so they're making it difficult for folks who are fasting all day long to get home just so they can harm them like they always do. Now, Trump has recently sent an additional $4 billion. He fast-tracked $4 billion to Israel, overpassing Congress using what they called emergency authorities. It's literally a day. They did that a day after they sent $3 billion to Israel. If there are any Black people in this chat, if there are any Latino people in this chat, if there are any white people, Asian, Pacific Islander, if there are any people in this chat in the United States who continue to say that Israel and Palestine are not your problem, I need you to listen up. Because you have Doge and all of this whole thing going on right now saying that they are firing people for no good reason, but to continue to strike out fraud and waste in the money of our country, while they do not strike anything from the insane defense spending, okay? And continue to send not hundreds, not thousands, not millions, not billions. Oh yeah, well, multiple billions. I mean, we're in the trillions at this point. Out to Israel. Okay? When you ask yourself, why does this matter to you? It should matter on a human level, let's be real. But the fact is, on a basic selfish level, it should matter to you. Because all of the reasons they say they can't take care of you, they throw out the window to just prepare Israel to feast at a table of billions of dollars for aid, for military spending, for weapons, etc. So if you're not going to start learning about how Israel is in the way of your growth, of your U.S. American patriotism, or whatever you want to call it, then don't talk to me about nothing. If you want to sit here and tell me, I had somebody come in my comments the other day, a black woman come in my comments the other day, and it just be so frustrating when I hear this from my own people, because it's just so ignorant. Okay? It's so ignorant, but she came in my comments and she said this to me. Amanda, please understand that the war in the Middle East predates America. It is not your fight. So first of all, let me just tell you this. When you start with that, I'm not even going to read the rest of the paragraph because it's silly. Okay? I'm not even going to read the rest of this essay because you're not making no sense from the first sentence. But I'm going to read you some of it in real time because I didn't read anywhere in the rest of it. Are you doing it for clicks? While the Civil Rights Act has been commandeered by LGBTQIA plus and beyond right under our noses, it's the umbrella that allows immigrants to change their lives. Blood-bought rights that are being challenged in every way to the point of almost being dismantled right before our eyes. Jim Crow era laws being passed in the South to suppress voting rights. Shine a light on that. When you say you're exercising your right by not voting Kamala in solidarity with Palestine, for the record, I've literally never said that. I never said that about myself. Nonetheless, who, if the issue were reversed, would never protest their government on the behalf of Black Americans for issues beyond their orbit? I want to point out that Black people have been supporting Palestine for a very, 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 very long time. Let me just say that. This person adds, when in reality, we are now by default of those like yourself, now have a racist, grapist, white supremacy party led by the tech bros desiring to illegally deport and resegregate in real time. Girl, Palestine is not your fight. Here's a hilarious part. The fight is here. You cannot chant Malcolm X because he is a Black man first. And so now let's Google Malcolm X Palestine. Malcolm X was critical of Zionists. We need a free Palestine. We don't need a divided Palestine. We need a whole Palestine. That is from a 1965 speech in Detroit. Y'all be on this internet, running your mouths, revealing the devil within you, the shadow within you, the mendacity and meanness within you. It takes on a number of different names. But this is what this internet reveals for so many of you. It reveals how you are the toxicity. You are the cancer of white supremacy metastasized and spreading. And you think because you're Black, you think because you're Latino, you think because you are not white, that you are absolved from carrying forth the oppressive tongue of white supremacy and settler colonialism because you're fighting, or as you call it, fighting for your people. No, you are not. You are literally just using their tactics in the name of your people, which in my opinion, as one of your people, don't put me on that. Don't put me on that. Okay? In September of 1964, Malcolm X went to Gaza. Okay? It was controlled by Egypt at the time. He went to Gaza. He visited Khan Yunis refugee camp and hospitals. All right? So if you're going to run Malcolm X's name, and remember, When you say Malcolm X is American first, remember where his mama from. Grenada. His mother from Grenada. Okay? Malcolm X's mother is from Grenada, and you know what his father was? A Garveyite. Where was Marcus Garvey from? Jamaica. Because the same people that be talking what she's talking love to say Caribbean people have no place in Black history. They love to do it. They love to try and disassociate Caribbean people from Black history, as if the Caribbean is not a part of the Americas. It drives me absolutely crazy when people say things like, you're not the descendant of chattel slavery. First of all, I am in the United States as well as in the Caribbean. And if you think that chattel slavery in the Caribbean did not affect the wealth and growth of the United States, you just don't know history. It's not about you knowing identity. You just don't know history. Speaking of which, all Caribbean Massive, lodge up in the place. Drop your flag in the chat. Drop your flag in the chat. We are interconnected in beautiful ways. And it frustrates me every time I hear Caribbean people act like they don't understand America and they don't understand why Americans act like this and that. Shut up your damn mouth. You don't understand. It is a different experience here. The same way I don't like when Americans be like, Caribbean people don't got nothing about America. They don't know what to say. You know, they don't got no claim here. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And all of us are talking about claiming a land that ain't ours in the first place. It ain't ours in the first place. Our ownership to this land is only economic. I don't know who we is. I never knocked Kamala for her Jamaican father. But Kamala don't claim being Jamaican. She don't claim that. And let me tell you, the same folks that be one day saying, okay, for instance, this woman in this video, in this comment is going on and on and on about how other places ain't our problem while saying we need to vote for Kamala, while Kamala is saying wholeheartedly that she is going to continue the lethal force in other places. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Because, you know, I'm always going to ask this question. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Because I promise you, Palestine is your issue. And if you think it's not, then you don't know what your issues are. So that means you are not putting your energy to the best place. You're putting it to waste. You're putting your energy to the waste if you don't know what you're talking about. And Sarah, this may be true. Black trans women started the LGBTQIA plus movement. Do we think the LGBTQIA plus community has gone further in civil rights because of white privilege? I would say absolutely. And let me tell you, Black people who are members of the LGBTQIA plus community will tell you with a complete straight face, without any question, that they get racist BS in the LGBTQIA plus community. So listen, just because you are oppressed doesn't absolve you from oppressing others. That's actually a very big part of the way this whole thing works. Now, in the midst of all of this, we have the Oscars. Okay? The Oscars happens, and we got to see something really surprising happen last night, because I definitely didn't expect this to happen. But the movie No Other Land won. And it won for Best Documentary. It's a 2024 documentary directed by Basil Adra, Hamdan Balal, Yuval Abraham, and Rachel Zor in their directorial debut. The film was made by this Palestinian-Israeli collective of 4 activists in what they describe as an act of resistance on the path to justice during the ongoing conflict in the region. Let's take a listen to the speech.
To the Academy for the award. It's such a big honor for the four of us and everybody supported us for this documentary. About 2 months ago, I became a father, and my hope to my daughter that she will not have to live the same life I'm living now, always fearing settlers' violence, home demolitions, and forest spill displacements that my community, Masafir Yatta, is living and facing every day under the Israeli occupation. No other land reflect the harsh reality that we have been enduring for decades and still persist as we call on the world to take serious actions to stop the injustice and to stop the ethnic cleansing of Palestinian people.
Now this is the Israeli director.
We made this film, Palestinians and Israelis, because together our voices are stronger. We see each other, the atrocious destruction of Gaza and its people, which must end, the Israeli hostages.
Now see, okay. One thing I think is really important here is to point out that it's not the destruction of Gaza and its people, it's the genocide. And I know some people right here would say, Amanda, you're mincing words, but it is very imperative that we point out that when you're on platforms of this magnitude, the words are not you have to mince words, because this is an incredibly Zionist space, the Academy. This movie can't even get distribution in the United States because of its topic. So you have to have your ducks in a row. When he talks about Israeli hostages, I'm like, well, baby, the Israeli hostages were taken because Palestinian people are continuously taken in large droves of numbers. And the only thing that has been able to get them back has been hostage exchanges over the whole time of this continued genocide that's been going on since 1948. So, you know, if we're going to contextualize things, we need to do so properly, particularly as we stand next to a Palestinian who is literally in the midst of a genocide. And when you are equating in this space, when you're equating one with the other, it's a false equivalency.
Brutally taken in the crime of October 7th, which must
Framing October
be freed. When I look,
the only reason the hostages have not been freed is because there has not even been the opportunity to free them. And every time there is, they are freed. And now we see a ceasefire that has literally been disregarded several times over the course of the last few weeks.
at Basel, I see my brother, but we are unequal. We live in a regime where I am free under civilian law, and Basel is under military laws that destroy his life and he cannot control. There is a different path, a political solution without ethnic supremacy, with national rights for both of our people. And I have to say, as I am here, the foreign policy in this country is helping to block this path. And
I'm curious about who's applauding. Because let me just tell you, last Oscars, when homeboy who did the movie about the Holocaust talked about what's going on in Palestine, and he is Jewish, they was mad. The Zionists were angry. They blacklisted him. They were like, they put out a whole list of us, etc. And so I'm curious about who's applauding here. Because now all of a sudden, y'all are down with this.
You know, why? Can't you see that we are intertwined? That my people can be truly safe if Basel's people are truly free?
Whoa. So your people's safety has literally nothing to do with Palestinians. So let me just point that out. The safety of Jewish people has nothing to do with Palestinians. Zero. Absolutely nothing. He is talking about himself as a Jewish person, not as a Zionist. There's nothing. The two have nothing. His partner, his homeboy there, his safety has everything to do with not being framed as a villain, with not being used as a testing ground for weapons. Yeah. I'm with you, Tatiana. He had me, then he lost me.
And safe. There is another way. It's not too late for life, for the living. There is no other way. Thank you.
So, I had liked it at the beginning, but then I said I don't like it.
Rachel Shore, Hamdan Balai.
And shout out to Ahmed Eldin. He did another breakdown as well. I don't know what you didn't hear. You heard his whole speech. So, and apparently there really is this kind of like new thing of liberal Zionists, so to speak, where it's this idea of a fetishization of Palestinians. And that reminds me of like the allies who feel like they're showing up for others, but like you're still othering. You know what I'm saying? You're still othering. And so therefore, in that, you're continuing to have a certain level of elevation that you feel like you possess. Privilege and supremacy are two different things. So there's that. Yeah, I agree with you, Christiana. Once he said we are stronger together, I'm like, no, see, they're not against you. They're not against you. I had to correct a Jewish person the other day who is not a Zionist, who said that Hamas wants Jewish people dead. No, they don't. And you know that by the fact that they keep returning all of the hostages in great condition. Great condition. Now, I don't know about what else they got going on, H group, but I know in that specific context, no, they don't. That charter said that in 88. It's been changed several times. And at the end of the day, when you start talking about we're stronger together, it's like, well, what's keeping y'all from being together? It still doesn't take accountability. So, I don't know who was clapping. I don't know if they was clapping for, I don't know. But that's that. So shout out, I guess, baby steps. We'll call it baby steps. All right, we'll call it baby steps. Let's get into our next story. The Dems don't like progressives. Child, these Democrats, let me tell you, these Democrats are a hoot. The Dems are a hoot. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so the Democrats met recently. And when I say the Democrats, I mean campaign staffers, elected officials, party leaders. They gathered. They said, you know what? We need to put our heads together and figure out why we lost this thing. And I think that's a great idea, right? I think it's super important to always do a post-mortem on why things didn't work. And that way you can turn a loss into a lesson, right? And we love that. We love turning a loss into a lesson. And so they all gathered together. Yep. They gathered together and they said, we're going to talk about it and we're going to really work this thing out. They put their liberal noggins together and said, let's do it. They had a retreat, and this is what they came up with for the reasons why they lost. So let's take a gander when I can finally get the file open. Let's take a gander at the reasons why they lost. So first they said, well, we lost because, let me get this. Here's 20 solutions that they came up with, but here's a couple. Here's just a couple of the solutions they came up with. First off, the party should embrace patriotism, community, and traditional American imagery. What? Okay. So, are you talking about? Are you talking about like what we see with the MAGAs? Because that's what that sounds like to me. That sounds like we need to have Democrats dressing up in the outfits and the patriotism outfits with the American flag, everything. That's what it sounds like to me. And I don't know that that is an issue that is facing the Democrats. I don't know that that's a problem that's keeping them from winning. I don't know that we really need to see Democrats dressed as such in order for them to win. Do we need to start seeing Kamala and Hakeem in American flag blazers? I didn't know that was an issue that was in the way. But according to them, it's an issue that's in the way. Now, they also said Democrats should ban far-left candidate questionnaires and refuse to participate in forums that create ideological purity tests and move away from the dominance of small-dollar donors whose preferences may not align with the broader electorate. I'm going to translate that for y'all. Okay? I'm going to translate that for y'all. The translation for this is, we need to not listen to people who have ideas that separate us from corporations. Okay? That's what that means. Small dollar donors whose preferences may not align with the broader electorate. Now, don't get ahead of me, y'all. Don't start going in the chat and getting ahead. I'm going to get to all of them. Now, basically, they let's just stick with the corporations that are going to go along with what we want. And what we want is to just get money from corporations and not have to do anything really for the people. Far left candidate questionnaires? What constitutes a far left candidate questionnaire? And really, what constitutes a far left candidate? Somebody who believes that programs that quote unquote are socialist programs are helpful? They are. They are. Next point, when they put their heads together, they said Democrats can win if we just push back against far left staffers and groups that exert a disproportionate influence on policy and messaging. So this explains why there was an orchestrated effort to shut me down when Kamala Harris was made the nominee And I said, with my 2.2 million followers on Instagram, that the only way she will win is if she engages the left. You cannot tell me that they did not put money behind shutting me down. I was 2.2 million. I had 2.3 million influencers at that time. You cannot tell me otherwise. Them people are absolutely sitting there watching. And you can't tell me that after I met that lady up in Alabama that they did not sit back and continue to watch me and say, we got to get her out of here. She be influencing folks. Because that absolutely right there is completely counter to what I said, which lets me know that what I said was a problem for them. And I was adamant, and I stand on this because it is absolutely true, that if Kamala had engaged the quote unquote left, which really is just folks that know better than to think that Democrats are not aligned with corporate dollars. That's it. That's a really easy way. If really they had engaged the left like France did, they would have had a chance at, again, maybe not winning because this was going to be rigged anyway, but at least having a force of people that are committed to resistance. And that is what I think they continuously prove that they don't want. By not engaging the left, they aren't just saying we don't want to help people with socialist programs. They're saying we don't want people who believe in resistance as a method for change. That is 1 billion% what they are about. They don't want nobody talking. That's right, Maeve. I'm speaking. I almost threw my phone and I'm speaking. Because they continue to assert this energy of I'm the boss. And I've seen it be wielded particularly by also this idea that like, I'm a politician and I'm shutting you down. You don't ask me the questions. I saw Maxine Waters do it with with Cuomo the other day, and it was annoying. And people thought it was her, being an elder Black woman and putting her foot down. No, it was her being an obstinate position and not wanting to answer real questions in real time. That's what that was. And of course she said it again. Kamala Harris said that I'm speaking again because that's how they operate. They want sound bites and they think it is really like a way to get viral. And people rally around that, especially Black women who are continuously silenced. They saw themselves in that, right? They saw themselves in that, like, nah, don't speak over me. However, the reality is that she's in a different place than you. And the people speaking over her are doing so because they deserve to. She's not in the same place as you. You don't deserve to get spoken over in your corporate setting where they use your ideas and then act like you didn't come up with it. You don't deserve that. Kamala Harris, the top cop, vice president, second in command of the empire, absolutely deserves to get spoken over about how she is inciting imperialism and genocide across the world. And people will say all day long, well, she had no power. She wouldn't have gone and married a Zionist if she wasn't trying to get power. Cut it out. Now, continuing on, candidates should get out of elite circles and into real communities. Now, here's where they consider real communities to be: tailgates, gun shows, local restaurants, and churches. Now, if y'all just want to be Republicans, go on and say that. Just go on and say, you know what we really need to do, y'all? Let's just call ourselves Republicans, Republicrats. Let's just go on and do that. Why are we even playing these games? We are Republicrats. Come on. They used to be Dixiecrats. Now we Republicrats. Lee Mabry said, I'm not even in any of these spaces. I ain't in the church. I ain't in the gun shows. I ain't in the tailgates. I am in local restaurants. But baby, my local restaurants have red, black, and green flags waving outside for Black History Month. Yes, they're Republicrats. They put this out, y'all. You can see this online. This is concise. This has been concise. Not concise. This has been. Why can't I think of the word, y'all? Y'all know the words. So let me know the word because I can't think of the word right now. This has been It's a C word. Consolidated. Jesus. Oh, Marlena, thank you. Condensed. That was the one. Condensed. Oh my goodness. Amelie, thank you for condensed and consolidated. I don't know why I was having so much trouble there. This has been condensed. But baby, tailgates. So y'all want to be outside the football game and y'all want to be at the gun shows and local restaurants. Well, by local restaurants, what are you referring to? Cracker Barrel. Golden Corral. What local restaurants are y'all referring to? This is wild. When you see it on paper, it just lets you know these folks is not your friend. And I keep trying to tell y'all this, and folks have been so angry with me about Democrats. And all these black Democrats that I see running around, running their mouth, Bakari sellers. I need to strip his master black spurt that he got from Smart Funny and Black. I'm taking it back. I had no idea he was out here taking AIPAC money and running his mouth like he does. Unbelievable. Embarrassing. Here we have the last one. The party needs to own the failures of democratic governance in large cities and commit to improving local government. In what way? In what way? What are the failures of democratic government in large cities? Are you talking about Karen Bass? Are you talking about Kathy Hochul? Who's you talking about? And in what ways is the governance failed? It sounds to me like you spitting Republican talking points. Let me tell y'all, the Republicans, they got to get it together. The Republicans are a mess. And at the end of the day, it's going to take, and I say this over and over again, it's going to take a group of folks who know how Democrats work, but who don't want to work with them no more, actually coming together, saying we're not going to take AIPAC money, and we're going to create a cohesive coalition that people can get behind. And I know they have the PSL, the People's Socialist Party. They have, I don't know if that's what the P stands for, but they do have the Socialist Party, the PSL. I know they have, the Independent Party. I know they have the Working Families Party, etc. All of them, in my opinion, all of them need a coalition build. And they need to figure out a new way of existing. And it may not have been done before, but they're going to have to figure it out. Because the truth of the matter is that if you combine all the people in those spaces together, you have a real shot at changing something. All right? Maeve, watch your mouth. You be in here talking real reckless, and I need you to realize that I can see everything you're saying. I don't know who you think you are, but let me tell you real quick. You don't got no right to be calling my chat nothing. And you look like a white woman. So I don't know where you get off. So I need you to shut it up. This chat is incredibly radicalized. You over here saying that the chat is not radicalized. Your picture look like a white lady. Yes, you. This chat isn't radicalized enough to know that da. That's what the comment said. It's past that point. But I get that this chat isn't radicalized enough to accept that. Cut it out. This chat is hella radicalized. I don't know what chats you be in. Shout out to the chat. my Amanda Landers. Okay. I rock with y'all. And y'all are radicalized. And we are in process. And the reality around the Democrats and all of this is that indoctrination is deep. And I get on this thing Monday through Wednesday and even other days to continue to do my best to dedoctrinate myself and y'all. That's what we're doing. Let's get into some 60-second headlines. Actually, you know what? First off, let's do this. Hey! Come on now. What's up? Show your love. Come on, everybody. Show your love. Come on, y'all. Show your love. I know you see it. Show your love. Come on, say, hit me with a super baby. Drop some in the cash app, baby. I do the show for free, and I don't just do the show for me. I do this show for free, and I do this show for you and me. We get on the mic every day. Well, not really. West for 3. And we talk about the truth, and we keep it real truth. And we are so uncouth, but it's all good because trust us, we getting radicalized, and we doing this all the way live. And no, I don't prepare. I just get really... Okay, I lost it. I can't really freestyle for too long, and then I lose it. So then I come back to the vocals. Show your love. Show your love. Yeah. Show your love, y'all. I want to see those supers. I want to see those cash apps. This is my church. This is when we pass in the collection plate in the church. Electric slide to this. Oh. Hey. Come on now. Show your love. Hey. Show your love. Show your love. Come on, y'all. Show your love. You said I hit y'all with the electric slide, baby. Hit y'all with your electric slide, baby. Ho! 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 Let me tell y'all something. I am the electric slider at the party. When y'all be at a party and somebody starts the electric slide, somebody is me. I'm them. I'm that person. That's why, again, I hate when people be like, Amanda Seales is so serious. Amanda Seales is the electric slide party starter. What? Yeah. Y'all got an electric slide serenader? What a Monday. While tethered, aberrant. Yes. Man. Gotta love it. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for us to continue the show? If you're just joining us, welcome. Let's do a little, hey, let's check in real quick. Let's find out who's just joining us now. You are here at Views from Amanda Land, your news and truths by any joke necessary. Amanda Landers here to learn. Drop in and tell me where you from. It's 11:30 a.m. in the East Coast, and I want to know who's just joining. Amanda Landers here to learn. Drop in the mic and tell... I picked up a mic, and so I said mic. Yeah. Amanda Landers here to learn. Drop in and tell me where you from. Crystal says she late AF, but she right on time from Atlanta. We got Greenville, North Carolina. We got Canada. We got Vancouver. We got Florida. Isabel is still in Tejas by way of Gothenburg, Sweden. We got Asheville, North Carolina, Portland, Oregon, St. Louis, Connecticut, and Amanda Landers here to learn. Drop in and tell me where you from. Sarah is still joining from Germany and Mannheim. We got Durham, North Carolina. We're going to talk about North Carolina coming up soon. We got West Village, NYC. We got Sacramento. We got Vegas. Dallas. We got Atlanta. We got Phoenix. We got Laurel, Mississippi. I love a Mississippi representation. Come on. Amanda Landers here to learn. Chi-Town. Sabotha Mike, tell me where you from. Oakland, Brooklyn, Beantown, Jacksonville, Duval. Amanda Landers here to learn. Drop in and tell me where you from. All my international folks, let me hear y'all. I want to see who's here from the internationals. We got Lima still in the building. We got let's see, we got what else? We got shout out to Memphis, Maine. Don't let me get in here juking. I really be trying to juke, but I don't got it. I be trying though. Shout out to Tupelo, Mississippi. We got Madrid, España. We got a Jamaican in South Africa. Stop it. We in Asia. Y'all, we in Asia. God dang it, we in Asia. We did it. We got Netherlands. Hold on, y'all. We got the Netherlands, Berlin, Denmark. We got Montserrat. That's a first. Oh, man. We got Belgium. We got more Asia in the building. We're doing it. Thank you, Miss Love Omen. Feel better. Oh, I'm so proud of us, y'all. We worldwide with it. You know how big a deal it is to be worldwide? We worldwide with it. That means so much to me because this is a show that is through a Black lens with a global perspective. Okay? Dang. Let's get into some 6-second headlines.
Amanda Land. 60-second headline. And I run down some news right quick.
Run it down, mama. Put us on.
All right, y'all. Federal fireys are going local. I don't know if you heard about this, but Governor Kathy Hochul of New York. Now, this lady, you know, she be saying some silly stuff sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you. She be saying some silly stuff sometimes, and I be like, lady, what is wrong with you? This is the same lady who said that children in the Bronx don't know what computers are. Okay? This is also the same lady who still hasn't moved the needle on getting Adams out of there as mayor in New York. But nonetheless, she has started a You're Hired campaign to fill 7,000 public sector roles following similar job initiatives in other states aimed at people who were laid off by Trump. So they're basically saying, okay, if, you know, you got laid off for no reason, because you know that's really what it is. You got laid off for no reason by the Trump administration. Come on down here to New York City. We got a place for you. All right? New York wants you. They use the Lady Liberty, and it says, Doge said you're fired. We say you're hired. Who made this graphic? So they've opened a portal. Okay? They've opened a portal, statejobs.ny.gov/index.cf. And this is for it has resources for job seekers, and recruitment ads will be displayed on digital directory displays throughout New York's Union Station from midnight, per an emailed statement Sunday from Sam Spokane, a spokesperson for the governor. And Sam went on to say, here in New York, we don't vilify public servants. We value them and their efforts. So when Doge says you're fired, we say you're hired. And we're making sure talented, experienced federal workers know about the many opportunities available in our state workforce. So if you was trying to move to New York, come on through. The state of Maryland is also doing the same. And the state money don't be adding up like that federal money. That's for sure true. But when you don't have any money, some money makes sense. Yeah. When you don't have any money, some money makes sense. And I think that's the thing that y'all don't sometimes realize. I remember I had a manager who worked with like really big stars, but then he worked with me. And I'm not a really I am a star, but I'm not a celebrity at that level because I don't find interest in doing all of that. Anyways, long story short, he had a meeting with BET at the time. And he had said, after the meeting, he was like, man, they had no money. And I was like, well, how much money did they have? And when he told me how much money they had, I was like, hey, check this out. See, I have no money. That sounds like some money. And I have zero some money. See? So the difference is that I need that money because I don't got no money. That's a difference. You got lots of money. So you can't really relate. You can't really relate. So there we go. Shout out to everybody who's trying to pick up the pieces while they continue to shatter people's lives. And it really is going to be only time that tells what happens in response to this. Because the fact of the matter is there's so many repercussions that happen after someone loses their job. So many. It's not simply just, oh, you don't have money, or it's not simply just you don't have benefits. It also messes with the mind. Okay? And, Fatima said what's sad is the same people who voted for him are losing their job. Here's the thing, and I don't know if this is just a reflection of like me growing, but I don't feel the FAFO. I don't feel like a sense of spite when I see this. I see it as more so like, these are lessons you need to learn the hard way. And it is imperative that you learn them the hard way because there was no other way to teach it. Right? And that is what this country has for so long done. It's bailed out its white working class in order to allow them to feel like they are still above the folks that they are gaining privilege over. And what we're seeing right now is a large level of, no, that's not it. Now, it's not going to make them not racist. It's not going to make them not racist. I want to be very clear on that. It's not going to make them not racist. But for instance, like at the end of the Civil War, the southern states, those states had a whole class of people that didn't have slaves. They were the planters class. They didn't have slaves. They were not the elite. And at the end of slavery, they were getting even less than the folks who than the folks who no longer had slaves, because those people got reparations. The planters class didn't get no reparations because they didn't have no slaves. So, and also many of them also had their farms and stuff destroyed because the whole war was fought and came through where they was living. So they weren't going to not be racist. However, once black people were now made equal for a short amount of time and able to own land and able to be a part of the economic exchange, they was like, well, I mean, we racist, but I'm still willing to try with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you to marry my daughter, but, we can still figure something out. Because there was no choice. The real truth, though, is that this country has never shifted from the culture of supremacy. So that's always been in the mix, even if economic advancement or access shifted. But the whole idea that white people got done over and that black people should have never had equal rights, like they've never let go of that. Ever. And if you watch the PBS documentary on the Reconstruction, which I suggest every single person here needs to go watch this, by Henry Louis Gates and folks, you get so much information. And Eric Foner, who is the key person who knows about Reconstruction. He's the key historian on Reconstruction. He has a really great book about Reconstruction that you should read, but you can also see him in the documentary talking about the real fine parts of Reconstruction that have gotten left out of the major conversation. And when we're learning right now in real time, the nation that they want to bring America back to, we understand that this is still all in response to Reconstruction and the civil rights movement of the 60s. Yeah, it's all in response to that. That's what that is. They still are mad that Black people were ever attempted to be given equality because they don't feel we deserved it. And then you had the Black laws, and that was the ways that they tried to revert things back. Okay, we're going to make laws just for Black people. So when you learn about like trespassing and loitering and things like that, those are the Black laws. Like they made it to where like if you was still living on the plantation where you were enslaved, you had to go into a contract, a sharecropper contract with your enslaver, which is basically just legal slavery. But you had to go into a sharecropper contract with that slaver, or else you would be considered loitering, even though they made you live there before when you own. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I actually had to take a pause watching it because I got so angry and I could feel the ancestral trauma in my blood and my bones start to boil up. And I had to go take a step outside and breathe in some fresh air and get in the sun real quick because it'll make you mad. You know what else will make you mad? I'll tell you what else will make you mad. Your house getting on fire. That's what else is going to make you mad. Baby, the South, woo, child, Southern flames is bursting in the air. I didn't even know that there were wildfires in the South. Did y'all know this? Did y'all know this? The Carolina Forest Fire, about 5 miles north of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, is estimated to be 1,600 acres and 30% contained. But residents have evacuated and come back. I did not even know that this was going on over there. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster declared a state of emergency Sunday to support wildfire efforts across the state. The governor's office said more than 175 wildfires were burning across 4,200 acres across the state. In western North Carolina, so this is the Kakalackas now, near the towns of Tryon and Saluda, a brush fire caused by a power line that fell along U.S. Highway 176 spread quickly up a nearby mountain. It threatened several structures. It burned over 500 acres. It was 30% contained. And, departments are responding to the blaze. Remember, though, these are states in the South. And we have a government that is saying that they don't want FEMA to be helping nobody. Now, South Carolina then made a state of emergency. But the president has said we're not helping nobody. And so this is where the whole FAFO thing hurts me, because even if your next door neighbor voted for that, you didn't vote for that. And now you got to sit there and deal with this. They're going to have to pay the repercussions for this. And you know what? This man went golfing. Okay? I had no idea. I mean, I was searching for stories last night forever, and this was buried. This was buried. And when we talk about fires and forest fires and these states and the energy and where they're putting their time and their money, South Carolina just passed a bill that says that if you miscarry, if you're a woman and you miscarry, and that this bill passed in the House in North Carolina, if you're a woman and you miscarry, and they feel that you did something to miscarry, and by something they mean if you rode a horse, if you flew on a plane, if you did something, played flag football, and you miscarry, they are citing that as homicide. I'm going to let you sit with that for a second. Because they are saying that your fetus or embryo, because most miscarriages are happening in the first trimester, they're saying that is a person and that you're killing the person inside of you. Mm-hmm. And let me tell y'all, every time y'all say Handmaid's Tale, I don't think you really understand the severity of what you're saying, because y'all say it very casually. Y'all be like, it's Handmaid's Tale. And it's like, I don't think y'all really grasp how easy it is that we could slip into Handmaid's Tale. That is what they want. They want Christian nationalism. Have you ever watched the documentary Bad Faith? That's what they're shooting for, Christian nationalism. And Christian nationalism is literally just extremism where, religion has been politicized for control. And that's just that. As somebody who has suffered a miscarriage, I can tell you, you don't even be knowing why. It's that common. You like, I didn't do nothing wrong. I was eating the stuff I was supposed to eat. I was not eating the stuff I wasn't supposed to not eat. You don't know. So sending love to all those people out there in South Carolina dealing with that. All right. Measles Spiezels. So this jackass, Robert F. Kennedy, this is the FO, this is the FAFO that I really hate hearing about. As FAFO season continues, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. spoke of the benefits of the MMR vaccine on Sunday in response to a growing measles outbreak in Texas. Yeah, there's a measles outbreak in Texas, and they're acting like, they don't, he been acting like this is not a big deal. Yes, it is a big deal. And let me also add that measles is deadly. It's deadly in children. It's also deadly in pregnant women. So as much as they love to be on about pregnant women, and now we got places saying that pregnant women can lose their child unknowingly, and then they're going to be considered homicidal, you're not even protecting them. You're not protecting them. Because now the outbreak has spread to Kentucky, Austin, Houston, Los Angeles, Seattle, Pennsylvania. I don't know if you noticed, but I just named states in all regions of the United States, except for the Southeast. Now, apparently all of these are from international travel, and they haven't resulted in outbreaks. But on top of that, you have a rubella case. Rubella is the R in MMR, in the MMR vaccine. It was reported in San Antonio, Texas. This vaccine preventable disease has all been but eliminated in the U.S. with only 38 cases from 2016 to 2022. It is caused by a virus that spreads from coughing or sneezing in airborne droplets. A baby already died from the measles outbreak. Now we got a rubella case. And the whole thing about this is that it's related to this idea that all vaccines are harmful. And I think it's really, really important to stop making generalized statements. Now we have H5N1, which is bird flu. Ohio farm worker became infected with it after being in contact with dead birds, dead poultry. The virus jumping from a bird to a human shouldn't be surprising, given that Ohio had to kill 10 million birds due to mass infections. And they keep saying that the risk to the general public is still low. I don't agree. Here's, by the way, a hack. If you trying to buy eggs, don't go to a major grocer. If you have a smaller grocer around your way, check them out. I'll bet you their eggs are less expensive. I did that yesterday. I went to the major grocer and the eggs was on one. Like the lowest level of egg was at the highest price. I went to my local grocer and I got the high quality egg. You know, them chickens that been eating just vegetation. Okay. They cage free, living their best life chickens. I got them eggs at the same price they was selling the eggs that they just making in the hood. So, just saying. Kennedy, Robert F., wrote an op-ed for the Fox News website, which that whole sentence just sounds like a confluence of idiocy. The headline is Measles Outbreak is Call to Action for all of us. MMR vaccine is crucial to avoiding potentially deadly disease. And I quote, vaccines not only protect individual children from measles, but also contribute to community immunity, protecting those who are unable to be vaccinated due to medical reasons. You don't say. You don't freaking say. Yeah. Uh-huh. That is obvious. Of course, he has to add in his little, he says, by the way, but it's just for, it's a personal thing. It's a personal thing on if you're going to do the vaccination. It's a personal thing. So, these are the people. These are the people that are in charge. These are people making decisions. And it's a dang shame because these are the people that are making decisions and they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. And these are also the people who are deciding that immigrants have no value in our community. Today is considered a day without immigrants, and immigrants are showing their importance by posting videos like this one. These Germans released a video showing what some hospitals and restaurants would look like without immigrants and without migrants. And when you see the reality in your face, it's like, oh, for real? Because what actually typically happens is you end up having the best and brightest from these smaller communities or from refugee communities that still manage to get education, and they don't go back. There's nothing to go back to. So they end up staying, and their gifts end up serving these communities. And to act as if their gifts are not giving value to these communities is so ridiculous and painful. And honestly, it's just disdainful. And it suggests that these communities don't need anybody else. Mind you, all of these communities have needed other people. I don't care if we're talking about the Roman Empire in Alexandria. I don't care if we're talking about the Ottoman Empire. I don't care if we're talking about the Mongolian Empire. All of these quote unquote empires end up needing folks that's not from their empire in order to strengthen their empire. That's a fact. So shout out to all of our immigrants. If you are an immigrant, please drop it in the chat. I am the daughter of an immigrant. And at the end of the day, we are on a planet. Okay? This is a planet. People move. People go places. And America, like Breeze said, all they want is cheap labor. They'll never get rid of immigrants because it's too many. But what they will do is they will imprison them, and they will find ways to keep them from being able to live at an equal status as those who are using their labor. So we got some immigrants in here. We got son of a Jamaican immigrant, yaddy them. We got a Mexican immigrant. We got daughter of immigrants. I think that is Mexico and Nicaragua or Honduras. Guatemala? It's one of those three. Paloma says she's an immigrant with Mexican roots. Melly is born in Cape Verde. Isabel is an immigrant and daughter of refugees. This whole idea, we got a Guyanese immigrant right here. I'm wearing some Guyanese gold right now. My Grenada charm is Guyanese gold. And yes, technically we are all immigrants, but I'm talking about on paper. All right. We got immigrants of the Commonwealth of Dominica. Oh, I was right. It was Nicaragua. Look at me knowing my flags. Look at me knowing my flags. We got first gen Mexican right here. Nicaragua. We got Amalie, who's the daughter of Haitian immigrants. Sakpase Naboule. Okay. Lulu said, I'm a proud granddaughter of immigrants. My grandmother became a millionaire landowner in the United States. You better say that. You better say that. We got Puerto Rico. Ghada is the daughter of Palestinian refugees. Riss is the daughter of Colombian immigrants. We got Levi, who's the Peruvian immigrant. We got Namulin Namdag, who's a Mongolian immigrant in Canada. And we have a son of a Bajan immigrant. Bajans have a very difficult accent. I just tried to do it, but I don't really do it very well, I don't think. So shout out to all of our immigrant folks and daughters and sons and non-binary folks of immigrants. It just goes to show how truly interconnected all of us are. And when we really begin to understand that, we get out of our own way in so many ways. We get out of our way in so many ways, for real. I'm going to play this, and when I come back, we got a PSA. All right, y'all. Amanda Land Exports. Our next drop is the Save Yourself drop that's dropping on Monday. And the reason why it's called the Save Yourself drop is because it's Women's History Month. And we need to remember how important it is that we don't abandon ourselves. We arm ourselves. We arm ourselves with intellect. We arm ourselves with community. We arm ourselves with passion, with passion and compassion. We arm ourselves with self-love. We arm ourselves with information. And we arm ourselves with agency, with knowing that we have choice. All right? That's what Save Yourself means. Did I go to Home Depot and buy 2 cutlass so I could do a video? Yes, I did. Did the man at the self-checkout stand over my shoulder while I bought the 2 cutlass? Yes, he did. So that's coming for you. You know, I always drop a pin, right? So I always drop a pin so you can get your Save Yourself pin. I don't know why it's all blurry, but you can get your Save Yourself pin. And then the bonus bundle will include the Save Yourself pin, the patch, bookmark, and I know Home Depot supports Trump, but where am I supposed to go? They all support Trump. Home Depot, Lowe's, what's it called? Harbor Freight, all of them support Trump. What am I supposed to do? What I'm supposed to do? So yes, every month I drop a pin and a bonus bundle. So the bonus bundle is going to have the patch, the pin, the bookmark, and I'm cooking up something else. I was going to do a print, but I cooked up something else that I got to wait. I got to wait to see the sample to see if I really like it. But I feel like it could be something that y'all going to really appreciate. Okay? So, but I definitely was up in there with 2 cutlass. We call them a cutlass in Grenada. Some people call them machetes, but it's a cutlass. So look out for that. All right. Look out for that. Also want to remind you, all of my people, put this on your list of things worth doing. I will be in Brooklyn doing the first installment of Smart, Funny, and Black at the Movies. It's going to be a screening and talk back about comedies that use comedy as commentary. And the first in the series is They Clone Tyrone. We're going to watch They Clone Tyrone. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the ways in which it is using comedy as social commentary. Please watch the movie if you can before you come so that you can have questions and so we can have like a really in-depth back and forth conversation. This is again reflective of my continued effort of using Smart, Funny, and Black Productions as a source for edutainment, which I believe is needed now more than ever. And it's the continuance of the work of the Black arts movement of the 70s. All right. Well, we've had a really full show today, and it's time to close it out. So let's do so. Do this every time. Gosh darn it. Every flippin' time. Amanda Land. PSA. So this weekend I watched the movie Sing Sing. Sing Sing is a film about this program called the RTA program, and it brings theater into maximum security prisons, and the inmates, that's not the right word. The incarcerated individuals are given the opportunity to perform different pieces of work in the theatrical space. And it stars Coleman Domingo, and I'm not going to tell you who else it stars. You got to watch it yourself. But it was such a beautiful film because it once again reminds you of the reality that everybody is human, even in their monstrosity. And how does that really get dealt with? How does that really get managed in a world that makes for so many opportunities for people to live in their shadow, to live in their monstrosity? How does it keep you the reality? How does it keep you informed? Sorry, I got distracted because somebody was over here saying Rizza Islam and others can lead you to resources regarding the dangers of vaccines. And the truth of the matter is that we have to stop acting like every vaccine is dangerous. Please. Please. So T, cut that shit out in here. As I was saying, when it comes to the awakening of understanding that all humans are human, you then start to ask yourself, well, then how do we deal with humans who have gone astray? How do we deal with humans who have no longer acted as if they want to take care of other humans? But what happens in your enlightenment, baby, in your enlightenment, it reveals that the best humans don't think like humans at all. It's almost as if the human way of behaving is the harm, and the nature way of behaving is the actual way of being in our best selves. And when I say that, I mean, when we exist as nature exists, we give to the harmed. We exist as we are. We only harm to eat and only to be full. You know, there's a reality in that. And I find myself going through this process of awakening to enlightenment as I'm watching this film and as I'm watching the quote unquote FAFO things going on. And I'm seeing that my former way of dealing with other humans who are harmful or who are responding to harm was coming from a place of anger and fear. And though you cannot save everybody, right? You can't, because some people don't want to be saved. There is something very real about still remembering your humanity and seeing that. When I see Israelis and how they speak to other people, about how they treat people who don't agree with them, what I see is people who have forgotten their connection to nature. It's not about them being human, I realize, is they forgot their connection to the natural world. They forgot their connection to their soul. They've forgotten what it is to actually have peace and kindness. And I get so fearful when I see so many of my own people reflecting those same measures, those same practices, that same language. A language that takes Schadenfreude to a whole other level of sheer spiteful hate. And it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you. I wish we had methods of rehabilitation that didn't throw people away. Because the methods of imprisonment that we have in the United States are grounded in privatization that makes money off of people and that completely disregards and ignores the role that it plays in keeping those people there and getting those people there. And that is by design. In other places where prison labor is not how economy in that state or that country, in other places where prison labor is not how that country thrives, they don't have these issues. They don't have prison in the way that we do. And I just want to remind you that everybody who gets incarcerated is not guilty. I want to remind you that everybody who voted for Trump didn't know better. I want to remind you that everybody who voted for Kamala isn't a hero. There's no everybody in anything. And we're all just here. And the best thing that we can do, in my opinion, is figure out how to be here and not hate everybody while still not allowing everybody to harm you. Trust everyone, but never sell your sword. PSA. All right, y'all. We out of here. That's a Monday show for ya. Hope everybody had a great time. And I hope everybody thinks about how they can care for themselves while also caring for the world, right? Because that's the beautiful thing, is the balance of that. I see some, what's it called? I see some mental gymnastics happening in the chat. And, you're going to have to work that out yourself. So I want to remind everybody that we'll be back here tomorrow as we are Monday through Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Remember, when we end the show, try and replay the show if you can. Leave a comment in the comment section. We're trying to get these views up to 10,000 on each video. That's the goal. And please subscribe if you have not. I ask everybody to always tell their friends. Come on and join in at the show. And Ms. Lapoman, I hope you feel better. And we'll be back tomorrow because I was supposed to be on a break, but I'm not. And now I'm going to go do some work. Yes, I am. You know what I'm actually going to do? I'm going to go to the library. Yeah, I got a library card. I'm about to go to the library. And that's what I'm about to do. So I will see you all tomorrow, same place. And shout out to everybody who gave supers, because you guys are so generous. And I appreciate you supporting this work that I'm doing here and supporting each other, right? Because it is a community effort. We're global. Y'all, we in Taiwan, we in Japan, we in Montserrat, we in Antigua, we in British Columbia, we in Peru, we in South Africa. I'm gonna get a map. I'm gonna get a map and I'm gonna put little pins in all the places where we are, because we are really on it. And I'm so proud of us. So shout out to everybody again, all my Amanda Landers. You all are such a beautiful group and you make it so worthwhile to come in here every day. And I'm just trying to get through. Woo, y'all was not playing with these supers today. Y'all was not playing with these supers today. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can't even get through it. 1, 2, let me just. Woo, child. All right, y'all know what time it is. We got to close out with a deep breath. Okay, let's get that deep breath going. And let's get into some 30 seconds of stillness.
30 seconds of stillness.
I enjoyed laughing and learning with you. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell your friends. Also, listen to the podcast. It's available everywhere pods are casted. Listen ad-free by subscribing to Patreon Amanda Seals. Come on and join the Seal Squad. Views from Amandaland. Live 10 a.m. Eastern Monday through Wednesday with content on Thursday and Friday at YouTube Amanda Seals TV.